Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Stay tuned because I'm going to cover all things finance, from savings accounts, from business income, from profits, all of that stuff. Stay tuned and let's get straight into it. So the first thing I want to say when it comes to finances, I'm not a financial expert for one. I didn't study finance. I'm not an accountant. I'm not trained when it comes to finance. I kind of self-taught myself through reading, listening to podcasts, watching videos. I will recommend a few books. First off, if you're a business owner and you're watching this video, definitely read the book Profit First. It's going to teach you how to separate out your business money, and also the most important message of that book is to pay yourself first before you pay anything else. The next book I'd recommend is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which really talks about the importance of investing and saving instead of spending all of your money. Another book that I always preach about is Think and Grow Rich. That just really helped me to get my mindset right on how to make more money. Another great book is You Are a Bad at Making Money. That's a great one because it really allows you to get rid of those blocking thoughts that you can't make money, that you don't deserve money, that money is evil. You want to remove those thoughts. Another good person to search on YouTube and read books from is Dave Ramsey. He's amazing. He will make you feel so bad for spending money on food in particular or paying monthly for things like cars and subscriptions. He will lay on you. So I like him. And also Bob Proctor, he speaks a bit more about the visualization and manifestation of money. But the main point of this is basically you want more money coming in than what's going out. No more of getting paid and spending your whole paycheck and having no money to get you through the rest of the month, which is what I used to do. That used to be my life. Get money, okay, time to spend it. No. Now is the time to get money, spend a tiny bit, save, invest, pay off debts, and yeah. If I could talk to my early 20s self, I would definitely tell myself to read up on all of this knowledge. If you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Next, I'm going to talk about and show you a real life run through of my finances, how I keep track of them and my budget for every month, my ins and outgoings. So I keep it really simple. I use my notes in my phone and I use Google Sheets, which is basically Excel but an online version of it. And I have a spreadsheet, which is a yearly spreadsheet, and we go from month to month to month. And then we have at the top all of my incomings, and then at the bottom all of my expenses. Now I have separate ones. I have one for my personal life and then one for my business income. My personal life, I will have, say, YouTube, UK Curly Girl sponsorship, my part-time job, other online side incomes and streams of income, and then whatever wage I pay myself from Oso Curly. So that is my personal incomings. And then I will have down below things like personal expenses, which is my, cotton pads, certain makeup, skincare products, obviously my food, rent, bills, phone, gym, all of that kind of stuff. Savings, what I need to pay off debt, that will all be at the bottom. And then whatever is left at the bottom, once you have your incomings minus your expenses, is basically the money that is profit and what I have. At the end of the month, obviously I will fill out everything if I haven't done it bit by bit. So if I spend some money somewhere, I will just put it into my sheets. And if money comes in, I usually fit it into the sheets of that month. If not, then I'll just do it at the end of the month. I really love with my personal one that I have a section for debt, so I can see how much of my debt I need to pay off. It really keeps you motivated, and I put it in red so I know, okay, we need to get this down now. Don't run away from your debt. I've been in a lot of debt from the past, just from being young and wanting to do things that I couldn't really afford to do. So I thought I could take out payday loans and silly things like that just so I could go splurge or go trips, go here, there and everywhere. Yeah, so don't do it. And if you do, a great thing to research is a debt snowball. Yeah, snowball, which is something that Dave Ramsey does. He has, I think it's 7 steps to financial freedom. And a debt snowball is basically when you pay off your smallest debt and then go up to the highest debt, because once you get momentum and you've paid off the first one, it's easier to keep going and pay off the whole debt. So if you're a business owner and you've been watching me, you know that I use Shopify, and you may be wondering how I get paid from Shopify. So basically when you sign up to Shopify, they have a payment service. So that is what most people, when they go on your website, they will just use the generic Visa and fill out their card details and pay that way. So that would count as a Shopify payment. So with Shopify payments, you'll have a section in your dashboard that says payouts, and it will tell you how much is in your balance that is due to be paid into your account. So it connects to your business account or any bank account, but I do recommend that you create a separate business account, bank account from your personal bank account. Okay, so I have two separate ones. One is for example with me, one is for Oso Curly and one is for Shannon. And then your payouts from Shopify are going to go into the Oso Curly account, and that usually takes about 3 working days, sometimes quicker, sometimes longer. So I'd say maybe like 2 to 5 working days for the money to flow into your bank account. Second way through Shopify is PayPal, and that is when your customers at checkout choose to pay via PayPal instead of via bank account. And PayPal, you should know, it's pretty much instant. So if someone pays via PayPal, I connect it to my business bank account and I can go into PayPal and say withdraw this amount, and it will go straight into your business account. All of my money from my business is in a bank called Starling, which is an online business account. It's really, really good. I find it fine. I like that app where you can manage and see all of your expenditure for the month. It gives you like sections, so you can section things off into different sectors, which makes it easier for you when you are tracking and doing your accounting. So I really like Starling. It's easy, it's fast. I used to use NatWest for my business account, but then Starling offered you, I think it was like £700 to move from NatWest to Starling. So I mean, who's gonna say no to that? I moved to Starling and it's fine. I don't have no issues with Starling. Like I said, I have my business account with Starling, but I also have a separate savings account, and that account is with a completely different bank, and the online banking is with Halifax, and their online banking isn't that easy to log into and do what you're doing, so I like it. I keep it far away, I keep it at the furthest screen on my phone, and I don't touch that bank account because that is for my profit savings. I save some of my profit from Oso Curly into this savings account, and that's going to be for future if I need to pay tax and I haven't got the money for that. I can dip into that savings account, or if I want to pay myself and I don't have money to do that, I take it from that savings account. So it's like a secret little gem where I put money aside for that to keep me safe if there's anything that pops up. Same with my Shannon income. So my Shannon income is through NatWest. So I have my normal outgoings, which is where all my bills come out of, so my gym, my Vodafone, and then all of my incomings, like incoming from Amazon, from YouTube, from my part-time job, all come through the Shannon account. And then I use Monzo. Now I love Monzo, guys. Monzo is the one. So Monzo is like a app. It's like a spending app. It would have been really good if you were young and you had like your pocket money. You basically get a card, and whenever you spend using that card, you get a notification straight away you've spent £5 at McDonald's. And you can set budgets for yourself, and it will remind you you're going over your limit for food this month. Notice how I mentioned food a lot. It will kind of give you like a slap on the wrist for that. And I use Monzo now to separate. Obviously I get my Shannon income, and then I want to take certain money from that will be my spending money for the month. So I'll take some money out, and that's going to be for my beauty costs, for my shopping costs, for my food. And I'll make sure that I don't dip into my Shannon account. I just use my Monzo cards. So that's a really good way to budget. If you're like me and you can't, I mean, I'm so much better with my money, but I do get tempted. So if you get tempted and you're not good with budgeting, put all the money that you can afford to spend on a Monzo card. I'll leave the link down for that down below as well. So my next and last tip for finances is to work out your profit Now, a lot of people, when they start a business, they just go about and they think it's ins and outs and that's good, I'm good. And then they find themselves in a position where they've made no profit. They've either just broken even or they've made a loss. I'm that person. That person is me. When I first started, I was making a loss and I didn't understand why. I had a mentor at the time and he really made me feel horrible because I couldn't explain to him where the money had gone. Like, I literally didn't understand where the money had gone, and that's because I hadn't calculated out my costs properly. I remember even crying that time because I was just like, hold on, I've not made no money, I've made a loss and I feel stupid. So don't worry if you're watching this and you've been through that or you're going through that. Just make sure you really go and look at the money that you're spending and look at what your products cost. And try and include the postage. How much do your customers have to pay for postage? Are you paying for that or are they paying for that? Because if you're paying for that, do you have enough money to pay for that? That's the problem that I had with my shipping. I was paying for the shipping for the customers, but I didn't have enough money to do that. Another thing is you want to make sure, okay, you buy your product from a manufacturer. That isn't how much your product costs. You need to factor in the extra money you're paying for your poly bag, for your packaging, for your thank you slip. You can take a percentage to pay yourself. All of that stuff you want to make sure you include so you are making a profit. The last thing you want to do is put all of this energy into this business and then realize you're not even making any money from it. It's not the way. I just want to tell you guys to read up about money, even listen to financial increasing income affirmations. I did a lot of that in the past few years and you can see the results of it now. I'll leave links to some of my favorite ones down below, but you really want to brainwash yourself into believing that you are rich, you can make money, you are wealthy, you can keep money, you can save money, you can gift people. And another thing I want to say is don't be stingy as well, do gift. So last year I began to tithe, so I'd give money to the church. Obviously I don't go to a church at the minute, but I would watch Transformation Church online. So I'd give some money to them every month, and then a few like charity organisations that I've actually used before, so I like to return back what they've given to me. I do that monthly now. I try to put like at least 10% of my income and give that back. I used to when I worked when I was younger. You know, in your paycheck and the companies are like, do you want to contribute 10%? I'd always be like, no, no way, all my money is mine. But I feel like now that I've given away 10% of my money, I feel like I've got more money in return. It's like magic. And they always say that, like, if you give, you'll get more in return. So I would suggest trying that, see how it works for you. And it does kind of feel good to be able to give money. You feel more rich if you're able to give money away. And I think money, as they say, is energy. So if you're feeling positive and you're feeling like bossy, then you're more likely to make more money. So that's the last thing that I want to mention when it comes to finances. I hope this video really helped you guys as always, and if you have any questions, do leave them down below. Don't stress, I will try and get back to them as quickly as possible. Some comments are a bit longer and more complicated, so it takes me a while, and I'll probably just reply to the people that have said something really short and snappy first, but I will get round to you. Just sometimes you guys come with like crazy questions, which again, you can go to Google, but I will try and answer it for you. I wish you all the best with your finances this year. In 2021, we're taking control of our money. No more spending more than we earn. And I will catch you in the next video, guys. Bye.